Oh, that was very lackluster.
It really was lackluster. But did you notice? Okay, I don't know if you noticed, but it's okay. The air conditioning is on in my house, and it feels good. I need it. Okay. So hey, I'm Urban Laughter.
And I'm JB, and this is the Rude
With the
Urban
rude urban
Truth.
truths. Oh, you talk about me being dry. Listen to you. Extremely dry.
I know I'm always the more dry one. You're the personality. That's how you're my yin to my yang.
I'm not hearing that shit. Like, you might save that. Not hearing that crap. Save it for elsewhere, okay, Cancer? Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
how are you?
Oh, whoa, y'all hear that? She asked me first.
Oh, don't be trying to act like I don't be trying to beat you to it. I just had to hurry up and
Oh
rush
man,
you
I'm
into
over here
this.
feeling like Holly Berry, like when she won her Oscar.
You look like Quagmire. Yeah.
I I'm good. I've actually spent all day just laying on the couch playing the video game and watching scary movies. So yeah.
The scary
Okay,
movies
for
are
those of
great.
you who
Yes,
are
they really
interested,
can.
let me go ahead and throw this out there really quickly. I watched Malignant. Malignant is a horror film done by James Wan, who's known for his Insidious movies, The Conjuring, all of those. If you're interested in watching this movie, I'm going to go ahead and tell you no, don't do it. Save yourself the time. It has a twist. The twist is unique, but the movie's still stupid. It's bloody for no reason. And I have a lot of questions still that are not answered, and no one else knows the answers to them. So it's one of those you just take it for what it is kind of movies. Don't do that to yourself. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there for anyone who was interested. But that's all for me. How are you,
Oh,
my favorite night
I
owl?
do not call me your favorite now. Y'all, he's being a jackass because I stumbled into my apartment at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because I went out with my little boo. And yes, if you're
And
wondering, it was
y'all,
the same guy.
no,
Oh, go ahead.
you have to tell them one other part. What time did you go out?
Oh, that's the part. See, JB's problem is he's always in my business. But y'all know that I live in New York City, so I kind of went out at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hmm.
2:30 ish because I got dressed like a fool.
Well, if we were looking at
But New
it that
York
way,
be
then that's
late.
not too bad. That means that you were only out for like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, but I see I was out before that. See, I had went home, took a little nappy nap, got back up, and then went back out because remember the guy I was telling you I had one on a date with, and I thought the car was a hoopty, but it wasn't a hoopty. Y'all remember that a
Mm-hmm.
couple episodes ago? It's still him. Yo, he really a little vibe. Like we really kicking it. Like we just going with it. Well, I think we're kicking it to date, but I'm not sure. But I also don't want to bring up the conversation because I don't know if I want to date yet. Like I don't know if I want to stop dating other people. You know, I want to put all my eggs in one basket or whatever. You know, this is a new city, new me. So besides all of that,
I mean, it
anyway.
sounds like it was a good time.
It was a great time had by all. We were in the streets, and being in the streets is always okay. That sounded really bad. Not being in the streets is always, but it's a good time when you're out with somebody and a man that you feel safe with. Like it was just
Yeah,
like, yo, we
and
just vibing.
and it
We
feels
just,
like a natural good
it feels
time.
like a natural good time.
I
A
hear it.
natural good time.
That's how it was with Bay when we first met. We went for wings.
Yeah, I want
It
my
just
cousin his
felt
wings.
normal.
Natural, yeah.
Oh, that's when he
So
told me he was a wing connoisseur.
he is. I actually trust him on wings, and he's a
No,
Virgo like me. So you not trust Virgos anyway.
I know,
We
but
be
he's
knowing.
not really a wing connoisseur.
See, you always trying to
He is
undermine.
a mild wing connoisseur. He does not eat any other flavors of wings.
But is there any other flavor that matters?
But it
Because
is
we're not gonna let y'all play like y'all don't be hyping lemon pepper. Lemon pepper is good,
lemon
but that
pepper
shit
is
be
too
super
no.
hype. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm
super
not a.
hype. Right,
I actually
exactly.
prefer garlic parmesan over lemon pepper.
I'm not gonna hold you garlic parmesan. Okay,
Okay,
we'll definitely we'll hold on to the garlic. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna have to roll with the teriyakis. I'm gonna have to go with the teriyaki.
that's the only thing
Teriyaki
I get
wings
now.
slap for me. Like teriyaki wings are
Teriyaki is it,
yeah,
but
they
you have to be
slap.
careful because everybody makes their teriyaki sauce
Teriyaki different,
different.
yeah. Because I definitely had some tasting more like honey barbecue and was like, yeah, take these guys.
And I had one that was from Zaxby's. Their teriyaki,
Mm,
they have all those flavors. Their teriyaki
yeah.
is a bit like aggressive to me. It's a little more.
Aggressive.
it's
It's an aggressive teriyaki.
it's like
Like right, like
but
this. I
I
don't.
made some
I.
homemade teriyaki sauce and put it on some salmon one day. Oh, so good, so good, so good. But I am glad you're out there living your best life in
Yeah,
this
and
New York
enjoying this
City
company
with this potential babe.
with it with this potential and cuffing season.
It's
Cuffing
about to get cold.
season is upon us. Yes.
You're about to
Okay.
experience your second New York winter.
My second.
Your second New York winter.
Y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Living in New York been hard. It has. It ain't no joke. No, really, seriously. There's been some moments where it's been hard, and JB knows. Y'all seen the group chat. It'd be hard. It'd be
Mm-hmm.
hard. This city ain't no motherfucking joke, especially when it comes to this work scene,
It's
honey.
not for the faint of heart.
It is not for the faint of heart. This is the hardest I've probably, and not that I don't work hard, but this is definitely the hardest I've worked in my life. Like, definitely the hardest I've worked in my life. Like, for sure. And it's fast paced, but I love it here. I love it here. And I can't wait for Brian and JB to come see me.
Oh, yes.
And my dear Ricos, my baby.
It's definitely
And
on
Jamila.
the list. Oh, I've been trying to figure it out because I kind of wanted to see what October looked like.
Honey,
because
and
that's
it's
my
Fashion
birthday.
Week this week. Honey, I would love to see you in New York and treat you for your birthday. I would love that. Me and Brian, and by treat you, I meant me and Brian, because like I ain't marry your ass. So you only get treated for birthday. Not y'all motherfuckers with 2 incomes. You might not y'all motherfuckers with 2 incomes. So I was like, me and Brian are splitting a birthday dinner. I want not him texting y'all. No, JB's bald head ass is texting.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, was my sister's talking about the vaccine and having to get the vaccine. So I was trying to make sure that she was informed. So it looks like my cousin is Tamika is in there with her, helping her out. So we good. But all right. So I guess we should go ahead into it. So as always, if you haven't followed us on social media, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Rude Urban Truth Podcast. On Twitter at Rude Urban Truth Pod. And if you have not gone to our website, definitely check out the website at rudeurban.truth.com, where we have our bios and all of our episodes and our store. So with that said, Urban Laughter, do you have a rude quote of the week for us?
Okay, I got a little bit of a rude quote and some stuff to share that came across. Like my friends, because there's another guy. But I mean, I didn't kind of get warning. But how many times you gonna go run back to him? First of all, bitch, he be meeting me halfway. Let's be clear. He be meeting me halfway. Let's be clear. Sometimes more than halfway. And that's from Nig Nongs Be Hoes, okay? Thank you for that. Then also, I remember a few episodes ago I told y'all, be mindful of these dudes with biblical names because they be the ones doing the worst shit. Same still applies. He walked up to you, a Peter, a Solomon, a James, Joseph. The biblical names, Solomons. And I think I said Solomons. I'm telling you, I can't tell y'all how many times dudes with biblical names be into the shit and they be getting you jammed up. You be like, girl, what happened? Girl, motherfucking James's ass. See? These biblical names. Or you do something, you be like, you be like, that damn.
So does that mean like a Taquez is fair game?
Taquez is fair. It's not in the Bible. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the Peters, the Solomons, the James, the Josephs. Who else got biblical? What's the other some other biblical names I can think
Mark,
of?
Matthew.
Yeah, oh, definitely the Marks. Y'all know I'm just coming. The Marks. The Marks come put blood on your door. Save yourself. Okay? Mats, definitely stay from the mats. Okay? Listen to me, ladies. Listen to me.
Speaking of Matt, I need to text Mats. See how Mats is doing.
Yes. Probably still watching Pornhub. But y'all, first of all, they used to be at work making them sex sounds. That shit used to be funny. I'd be looking at him because I would know it was him. I'd be like,
oh, he was a fave. Oh,
yeah, he
Mats.
Was. But yeah, biblical names though. Biblical names. Stay the fuck away.
Well, and there you have it. Well, I'll go ahead and take us into Black Magic because I have someone this week.
Who you got this week?
We have been very open and honest about our passion for alcoholic beverages from time to time, and I just happened to stumble across Dr. Chris. I think her name is pronounced Wachira. I really hate that I'm probably about to ruin her spelling, but she is the nation's only Kenyan American. She owns the only Kenyan American winery in the country. She became the first. It is the first black woman owned winery tasting room in California.
Right.
It's called Caribou Wine Lounge, a byproduct of Wachira wines. I don't
know, but it's the Caribou Wine Lodge for me.
Right. Doesn't it sound so like, I feel like you got like nice little suede furniture in there or something.
I imagine nice little fur skins, something Peter would be more fat by.
Yeah, it says that like she and her family immigrated from Kenya in the late 90s, and they are making them a name for themselves in the wine business. But she created the winery tasting room, which made her the only black woman to have one of those in the Alameda County area in California. But she has some statistics for me that I did not know much about. She said, obviously we know people of color are hugely underrepresented, but she said that in the wine industry, black people or people of color are only make up 0.1% of the wine industry.
I can see that.
So
Because we
she's
talk
like, so
about few black.
creating a space that allows us not only to showcase our talents, but also feel welcome and included is core to who I am. So that's kind of what started her desire to create this wine lounge. And it has like a safari concept to it, which I guess lends it to her history
The
of being
king.
from Kenya.
Yeah, I can see that.
And
Ain't the
Caribou is
Serengeti in
actually spelled with
Kenya?
a K, by
Is
the
the
way.
Serengeti in Kenya?
I'm not sure. But she said like she actually has handcrafted the wines herself. Um, the Rhino is a Cabernet that they have in case you wanted to know a type of wine that they had.
First of all, I like that it's named after animals.
Right. It says so the Rhino is a Cabernet made from Napa, Lodi, and Paso Robles grapes that go perfectly with her mother's lamb stew. I love when people find ways to really connect it to what like memories. Like, her mom is still alive, but you remember certain dishes that your family makes. Like, there are people who met my mom and still remember my mom for certain foods that she made. So, but it says not only is the lounge a safe space for wine lovers, but more importantly for women and people of color and those in industry who craft and sell wine. She's a scientist because, I did say she was doctor in the beginning. She is a scientist working full time at Stanford Healthcare. So I just love the multiple hats. I love the hats. You got your
Okay.
hat over here as a
I want to try the
scientist. You got
rhino.
your hat in the lounge. I bet you do.
And not to
You
mention, all your
alcoholic.
hats are beneficial to your business.
hmm Wear
Like,
as many hats as you want to.
where are these hats? I feel like the rhino would really knock me down. I feel like it's the reason the name is the rhino.
Yeah, I kind of want to look at it, see what it looks like.
You
Uh,
Googling, I seen you.
I did. I sure did. You know me. I'm going to look this up. I think this is it. Rhino Cabernet. Okay, so the labels vary. Chill. How much is it? It's not too expensive either. It has pretty good ratings. I might have to try it out. Although I found recently after going to Napa Valley that red wines cause me to have acid reflux. So the night I went to the
Ever since you
winery,
went to Napa Valley, you think you're a rich white
oh
Republican.
my gosh,
That's
I
wild
am.
as hell to me.
Yeah, yesterday, Brian was drinking out of his glass, and he was like, "Sips from expensive glass."
Sniffing it. You got sniff it. Other people say, smell the flavors. I don't even know what I'm sniffing for. Like, what? I'm
Right.
a sniff because it's it is strong. It smells like wine.
I smell all of the nodes. I smell
Right.
all of
No,
them. What
people let me
nodes?
say that.
All
They
of
be like,
them.
are those chocolate notes? Girl, I'm guzzling this way. Next. What's what is next? Okay. Next.
I
People
can't
said
with
that. I
you.
mean, we had went to West Texas. People was all being all in depth, and they were like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "It's all delicious at this point. Like, fill
I
my
can't.
chalice. Look, I'm not walking around like a pimp. But fill my chalice with wine."
So I'm going to send. I can't with you. I'm going to send you the link to the Caribou Lounge
Thank
website
you.
so you can check it out. But it looks really cool. I love all of the Kenyan art and the African art that's on the page. Of course, she's a black queen. So when you see what she looks exactly like you probably would imagine. After showing me the site, I finally get the notification asking me if I'm 21.
Not
But yeah,
right. Like, first of all, been 21.
it's
Oh, it's a
really
pretty
cool.
bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
It's real
For you
sweet.
see all the different types of wine they have. So if you're interested, go to cariboulounge.com. That's
Caribou, yes,
caribou with
because
a
that's 21
K.
immediately.
And looks like their wines average between $25 and $35, which is
Okay.
like about the price that they are when you're getting them from like when we went to Napa Valley, all of the ones there were around that range. So,
Right.
and
She
some
said
of them
all
are
the
really good.
majors. Look, she
Mm-hmm.
got Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Apple Pay, Diners
Got you.
Club,
We
Discover,
got you.
PayPal, and she even take the big Venmo in these streets.
Right.
See, that's how you know that Cash App is low key ghetto. Don't nobody be having the Cash App symbol like we accept the hood stores. Don't nobody be saying we accept Cash App.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Look
But
at you,
that's
go.
all. That is who our Black Magic Woman is this week. So shout out to her and her Caribou Wine Lounge. So with that said, I guess that means we're going into Rude Talk.
Root talk. Oh, root talk. Root talk.
Yeah, she really does dance
No,
every
y'all,
time
he
she
didn't
does that
start
too,
it off talking about what the
every
hell is
time.
Grimace. No, because I just seen that it said, what the hell is Grimace? No, but that's real. What
See,
is
look,
Grimace? Like, he's a purple.
she is in my stuff,
I'm
spoiling
in
my
your stuff because no, what is Grimace though? Like, that's a really
But
good
we're about to
question.
find out. We are about
Actually,
to
I'm going to make
find
that an
out.
engagement post tonight. Like, y'all know Grimace? What is Grimace? I'm going to actually make that engagement. Because I had an engagement post up in a minute because work been stressing me the fuck out. You know, I'm going to be having our little post scheduled. I was doing it a week in advance, remember? How far
Not
I've fallen
anymore.
from glory. Oh, honey.
Well, since Urban Laughter has already dipped into my files to figure out what I'm going to be talking about in Rude News, my first article is, what the hell is Grimace anyway?
No. Real shit. What is
Well,
Grimace, y'all?
I came across this article from the Huffington Post where they were like,
My faves.
a McDonald's manager has answered the question of what Grimace is. So if y'all don't remember back in the day when McDonald's used to have, you saw Ronald McDonald, you saw
The little group.
yeah, they had a
little
team of
pre-Chuck E.
people.
Cheese.
And Grimace was this purple thing. No one really knew what Grimace was.
Yeah.
Well, turns out a manager from McDonald's has finally answered the question for us that many of us have probably had all of our lives. I'm going to give you a guess. What do you think Grimace is?
I don't know. He might be jelly or some shit because he purple and he a little globby.
Okay, so you want to... Are you ready?
But I'm thinking
for the
about a Grimace. Like,
explanation?
Grimace is like... What is he, throw it from McDonald's?
No.
Oh.
Brian Bates, who worked for the chain for 10 years, said this during the interview when someone asked him about Grimace. He said, Grimace is an enormous taste bud, but a taste bud nonetheless.
Grimace is a taste bud that's purple like that?
Said
Why ain't
the
he pink?
character was meant to show that food tastes good.
Grimace be having a pimp hat and a cane and everything. How is that a taste bud?
No. That's the Hamburglar who had the pimp hat and the cane.
Oh, yeah, because he got a hamburger.
Grimace was literally looked like a piece
the
of
purple
jelly.
blob that looks like the fur. His fur be matted.
So, yeah. And then I guess
I can't
someone
believe
looked and
Grimace
found...
is a taste bud.
They looked up and they went to see what taste buds look like, right?
Are they purple?
I'm about to send it to you.
I feel like you about to disappoint me.
But I just sent to Urban Laughter, which y'all can't see, is an image of what taste buds look like when you zoom in on them.
Ooh, they are purple and they're fuzzy. They look like Grimace.
So everybody in the world...
So they were scientifically accurate with Grimace, basically.
Yeah, but who the fuck was sitting down one day and was like, what does a taste bud look like?
Right. Let's get a clown, a robber, and a taste bud together. Because it definitely used to
like
be
a little girl or something.
Yeah. Too? Okay, I was gonna say I thought there was a little. I know I used to be. When we used to go, the ones that had the shaped seats, it would be one that was shaped like Grimace, one that was like the Hamburglar, one that was the clown. That's when McDonald's was still lit.
I'm looking at the pictures now. Let's see. Yes, so it was a. Where did that dog? Was there always a dog?
I don't remember.
I don't remember no dog.
Me neither.
But I see Grimace, Ronald McDonald, Hamburglar. Yeah, and there was a little girl that looked like a bird with pigtails.
Yeah, the little orange. I know just what you're talking about. The little white thing. The chicken. She was a chicken.
I think she was a chicken.
She was a chicken. I forgot all about the little chicken because they didn't have her a whole lot. But I always remember the three guys. Look at them, sexist. I always remember the three guys.
Oh, the Hamburglar just bang though. Oh, what is this? Like this
I don't
bang.
know. But the fact that Grimace is a taste bud is low key like disgusting me.
Yeah, it kind of freaked everybody out. Like this
I
whole
kind of
time
like
we
the
were looking
mystery
at
of
this
not
and it was
knowing
like,
what is he.
Taste bud? Like I don't think we needed to know.
Yeah,
I think I was okay not knowing.
Yo, that's her. They even put lashes on her now. The hamburger looked kind of scary and Chucky dollish.
Right, he looked a little creepy.
Yeah, he looks scarier than Ronald, and I'm scared of Ronald's ass. I ain't into the clowns. Someone watch it.
Yeah. Well, I found that article about Grimace and I was thrown by, so I felt like other people would be too. So I'm gonna move on
Yeah,
into
I'm
the
making an
next thing that
engagement
I
post.
found. I'm calling this article Bones Are Breaking.
Oh, that shit about Grimace, though, that was really a good one. Like, what the hell is Grimace? I'm actually gonna make the
So,
caption. What the hell is Grimace anyway?
hmm so I ended up finding this. This one's for me. So, do you like roller coasters?
Who
Are
you
you a
talking
roller
to?
coaster fan?
Who are you talking to? Because it ain't me. It's not me. It's not me.
Well, I'm a lover
I
of
am a
roller
roller coaster
coasters.
fan.
I love roller coasters, and this article made me not be as excited about them.
Wow.
So I know you've seen some of the images that we see for some of the roller coasters and stuff that they would show in like Japan and all these Asian countries. They always had like these steep hills and stuff that was
Child,
really like
roller coasters that I
terrifying.
would not ride on.
Well, there's a roller coaster there called the Dodonpa, DO-DODONPA.
Nope.
It was known for its super death acceleration to triple digit speeds. Just to put that in perspective, it says that it hits 112 miles an hour in just 1.56 seconds.
Mm-mm.
So, do you realize how
No.
fast you have to be going to reach triple digit speeds in less than 2 seconds?
You know how the
Right.
you gasping for air.
Yeah, you're not hearing. You're not going to say a thing. Well, this roller coaster, it was built in 2001, but then they modified it in 2017 because they wanted to make it faster.
Oh, okay.
So at this point, that's what got it to these 112 mile per hour speeds. But this roller coaster has now been shut down.
As it should be. Sounds like a
Why?
hazard to people.
Why do you think it was shut down?
People probably are on it and dying. Probably eye sockets flipping back to their scalp or
So
the
it
back of their
says
head.
multiple riders suffered serious bone fractures
I can
from
see
this
that
roller coaster.
because it's going
It's,
so fast.
it said multiple news agencies have reported 4 cases of fractures in the neck and the back linked to the roller coaster. They said at least 6 cases of fractures in total, including 4 in the back and neck. So this is,
Mm,
it says,
mm.
whew, they said they described the 4 back and neck cases as significant injuries, including a cervical fracture and a thoracic spine fracture.
Because they made it faster.
And these riders that had these injuries needed up to 3 months to recover.
But imagine going to an amusement park and breaking your bone on a roller coaster. Not on some
Right.
like you was walking around and you tripped over a log. You broke it on a roller coaster. But imagine when it's broken, how you have to get off of it because it's a broken bone. Like you just sitting there, like you got to get off, ma'am. I
And
need to call a
imagine
medic.
at what point did it break? And then you having to deal with the pain of the break, the whole roller coaster,
But I'm
still
saying you probably can't
flying at
even
those
feel it, right? I would
speeds.
say you probably can't even feel it. Then you get off
Right.
and you just be like, ah. As soon as you get back, just
Like as soon as you
incapacitate.
unhook, he's like, oh God, my
Oh,
arm just
right.
fell over.
Complete collapse. Right. Right. That sounds like something that would be in Family Guy.
Yes, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Well,
Hmm.
so this has me a little bit cautious. I will say I will continue and I will stick to the rivers and lakes that I'm used to here in the United States. I will not be
The
riding
rivers
roller
and lakes that
coasters
I'm
in
used to in
Japan.
the
I
United
will not.
States.
I refuse. So,
I mean, I low key feel you on that.
so that's that. But here I'm closing out Rue News with something easily one of the most bizarre stories I have come across in a very long time.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to call it JJ is on that stuff.
Child, that sounds like a black family. Somebody's uncle a crackhead.
Whew. Okay, so this is what happened. Jaleesa Jackson and Chiadozi Uwandu, they're apparently medical residents at hospitals in Boston, right? They
Okay.
decided they needed a break from school and, well, from their residency or whatever. So they decided they were going to go on a trip. They flew out to Southern California, they got a Airbnb. It was in this upscale guest house in LA. So they're really thinking this is going to be a great time for them.
Right.
They told Boston Globe that everything was cool in the beginning. They had like the host JJ had all these high ratings on the app. He even left them like wine. like a bottle of chilled wine. So I was like, oh, look at this.
Okay, because we love a fancy. We love a
Everything
fancy.
went straight to hell after that, almost immediately.
Everything went straight to hell almost immediately.
So this is at 5:30 the next morning. What's her name again? Jaleesa Jackson. So I would just call her by her last name. Jackson woke from loud banging on the door, hearing a man out there scream, "I know you're in there, Kevin." So she's a little shocked. She slightly opened the door to see an agitated man in full rant, as she described it, right? Mm-hmm. She told him to go away, slam the door, and then she called the host to get some help. To her surprise, the host, JJ, admitted that the person who was screaming at the door was actually him. He was screaming at their door saying Kevin was in there. He said, "Sorry about the confusion. Life's too short for me to give you an explanation. Have a nice time in LA." And he hung up.
Oh, life's too...
Right.
Oh, okay then.
As if things would not get any crazier, though, or could not get any crazier. They said, you know what? They just chalked it up to, this might be just how people in LA act. So we just gonna go on about our business and keep right on doing what we need to do.
They say this madness might be a part of their ministry. We just gonna let these folks be great because it's not our business.
Well, when they say the freaks come out at night, JJ is a perfect example of that. Because at 2 a.m. the next morning, a man came crashing through their window in the bedroom. A whole man jumped into their window.
I'm like, so a person, a human being.
A person. Just imagine Jazzy Jeff, instead of being thrown out of the house, is thrown into the window.
Yeah.
They said that it sent shards of glass everywhere and left him sprawling on the floor face down. The guy, Uwandu, was like, I had no clue what was happening. But he said, I reacted like we were under attack. So when he realized who the man was on the ground, he noticed it was JJ. JJ, the landlord, the host for the Airbnb, flew through their window. So then, at this point, they've had it. They decide they're going to call 911. They called 911. Police get there. When I said that it couldn't get any weirder, it may have gotten just a little bit weirder because when they got there, they found out that JJ didn't even own the place that they were staying in. He was renting the guest house from an older lady.
So he's subletting.
So he's subletting as an Airbnb, even though he is renting it from someone else. So
it's the get this for me.
They reached out to Airbnb because at this point, you're going to do something. So Airbnb offered to relocate them to another home for free and refund them the $708. But they were like, they said no. They pulled a me.
I mean, I probably would have said no too, but they at least tried to rectify.
They said they weren't having it. Instead, they checked into a local hotel, spending a whopping $2,300 on their room, parking, and other related expenses. Soon after, they called Airbnb again and asked them for $5,000 to compensate them for the trauma they experienced. However, the company met them halfway and offered them $2,500. So they still ended up coming out of this with money because they only spent $2,300 on what
right, and they asked for 5 G's. Right. So basically, they got an extra $200.
In addition to that, because of everything that happened, Airbnb also offered to pay for 5 therapy sessions to help them deal with anything that they dealt with.
Hey, yo, listen, let us help you. We know a guy and a couch
right.
that you could go sit on and get some help because we know that this isn't ideal. And we know this shit got real for y'all. Let us help you in this.
I'm still stuck on what do you do when somebody just comes flying through your window?
Chat, what do you do when somebody comes flying through your window? There's real questions that need answers.
Because I don't have an answer to that. Because I just would have never imagined that somebody would come flying through my window. Let alone the host of the Airbnb that I'm getting. Like, why is the host flying through the window? Why are you here?
Why? Let's start with the important questions. Why are you here?
Why are you here?
That's the question. Why are we here?
I felt like that was probably one of the weirdest and most bizarre stories that I had come across. And I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did because my bowel dropped. Oh no! Oh no, y'all!
Shut up. Do not
I'm
fucking
not gonna tell
start.
y'all what I
Yeah,
just saw. I'm not
don't
gonna tell
even
y'all what I
start.
just saw.
That's just why we ain't recording. Don't start. It was lifting up, and I was trying to pull the band. Shut up. Shut up. Don't even start with me. Like, I don't even know why you're talking to me at this point.
Well,
You're like,
you know
oh
what?
no, I'm no. I'm all like, these braids is crisp underneath though. You see them?
I'm gonna let the hair fix her hair, and I'm gonna move us into
Yeah. Just mind
some
your
of the
business.
I'm gonna ask those that I came across.
Yeah, because your problem has been you minding my business.
So my first
Look
one.
at you, and you want to scratch your head.
No, I have some. My head is peeling from the sun. I was so mad about it, so I had to have it
Not your
moisturized.
head.
But now I'm self conscious about it.
Now you're so. Don't be self conscious, bald headed.
But so my first am I the asshole? I'm calling it. Your honeymoon ain't gonna be at my
Oh,
honey house. So honeymoon ain't gonna be at my honey house. So basically, backstory. My house used to belong to my parents, but they sold it to me in 2017. It had been a family vacation home of sorts. Every couple of years when my grandparents were alive, they'd invite us kids up for a week. Fast forward to the end of 2016, my sister got accepted into a dream college. Won't say which one, but it's a big one. Everyone was excited and proud of her, me too. But a week after that, my parents called asking if I had found a house yet. I was looking for one, and my parents knew it. It had been saving up. Da, da, da. So ultimately, they suggested, "Hey, you can buy the lake house from us." Um, and they asked why. She asked them why they wanted to sell. She found out that their sister, who was in college, didn't have any savings for college and didn't get any scholarship money like she planned. So they were going to basically use the money that they got from selling the house to help her through college because apparently I'm going to assume she's probably at like an Ivy League college or something.
right.
Well, so she said that since she had a lot of good memories at this lake house, she agreed. She said she worked via computer, da da da. They're moving. Some of the stuff in the story is not even relevant at this point. But 2019, my sister and her college boyfriend got engaged. My parents agreed to pay for the wedding, but like with every other wedding around, then things got set back because of COVID. Sister had to postpone her wedding to this year, so she plans to get married in December. I even agreed to be in the bridal party. This is where the issue comes in. She said, my sister asked where I was going to stay for 2 weeks after her wedding. She was completely puzzled, saying I asked her to my house. And she said that her sister got a sour look and said that wouldn't work. She and her fiance would be there and they wanted private time. She's like, I asked, why would y'all be at my house? And she said that's where they were going to be having their honeymoon. 2 weeks alone at a lake house. I said that was news to me. She insisted that their parents said that it was fine. So her parents agreed to them using the house as
right.
Yeah. She said, well, I said it wasn't their place to make decisions about my house. After arguing, she called our parents who said I was being unreasonable. I said I didn't want my sister and her fiance christening their new union by fucking in my house. They said I was being gross and selfish. I said no again, so sis threatened to remove me from the bridal party. I just shrugged and said okay, and she started crying, saying she already couldn't have her dream wedding like she wanted, and now I was trying to ruin her honeymoon too. I told her to rent a hotel like every other newlywed couple and then hung up. She's not speaking to me, and I'm uninvited to the wedding. Our parents keep calling, saying I should do this for her since her wedding is only a third of what she wanted it to be, but I'm not comfortable with them staying unsupervised at my house. They're making me feel like I'm the monster for saying no. Okay, and then she has an edit. She said, well, I learned something new today. I spoke to my sister, like a few people suggested, and asked her if she knew the lake house was legally my house, as in I bought it years ago. She was not, in fact, aware of this. She was under the impression from my parents that they were letting me live there rent-free. I corrected her and even showed her proof that they sold the house to me. And when she asked why they sold it, I was honest and said it was to pay for her college. She became quiet after that, and we soon hung up. No idea what's going to happen.
What she say, sis? It was funding your education. That's
right.
Why.
So, do you think she's an asshole?
No, it's her house. Like, I don't. I mean, I think it would be nice, but I also understand what they saying. I'm ACL. Ain't nobody getting no cutty in this house but me. Okay.
Right. And my thing is,
y'all come in my crib and
they wanted her out of the house for 2 whole weeks.
Out of my space for 2 whole weeks.
2 whole weeks.
That motherfuckers better in a cabin somewhere else.
Okay. Like. You
Think
want to
about
be by
that.
some water, you better go get you an Airbnb and hope that JJ gonna come jumping through your window.
Say that. JJ don't come front to your window.
Because yeah, I would definitely have said no. And a lot of people, it looks like everybody agreed. They're like, you know what, it's her house.
Right.
And
That's what I'm saying.
to me, it sounds like the parents sold the house to her, but still want to act like it's theirs. And that's not how
Yeah.
that works. Legally, that's not how
Right.
this works. That's her house
Right.
now. She can
But
make
people do.
those
But parents do
decisions.
that. Yeah. You know, parents do that. They'll give you something, and even though like your parents will give you a car, and they'll say, "Oh, this is your car now." Like it ain't my car anymore, but they still want to monitor it. Like,
Hmm.
oh, what you doing to that car? Because that's not. No, 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 no. You gave it to me. Remember? It's not.
Right.
It's not your car anymore. It's not your car anymore.
So yeah, I don't think she's an asshole either. In fact, I'm like, look, so why didn't y'all tell our sister that I bought that house? Like, why are you still
Right.
acting like it's y'all's? Or it's a family home.
Yeah.
So
I think that in their minds they probably thought, well, we sold it to our kid, it'll probably be still a family home, and it is to an extent. But she actually resides there.
right,
Like,
like,
stop.
yeah, stop playing. Yeah, I agree there. Okay,
Like
so the
they kept
next
it in the family because they sold it to her, but it's like, nah, knock that shit off, cut it out.
right. So the next one I am naming after a classic line from one of my favorite movies, Forrest Gump. There was that moment when he was walking on the bus and one of the kids looked at him and said, "Can't sit here." And then you see a little what was her name? His
Jenny.
girlfriend. Yeah, Jenny in the background. So you can sit here if you want. But anyway, so this one is called Can't Sit Here. So, I recently had to fly across the US to deal with certain company matters. My company apologized profusely to me because I am terrified of flying, but seeing as it would have been a 25-hour drive, I obliged. For the trip, my company paid for my seat, but I decided to also reserve the seat next to mine. Again, this is an anxiety issue. I would have fit just fine in my seat, but if I needed to vomit, started to get panicky, at the very least, I wanted to have a buffer between myself and the next person.
I mean, that's real.
I had an aisle seat in a 3-person row, and people were shoveling around, changing their seats before takeoff. I don't know how it works, but apparently people can occasionally just sit down wherever they want, and the flight attendants don't have to deal with it. The
Yeah,
seating
sometimes I do
arrangement
see
was,
people switch,
yeah, the
like
seating
people with older
arrangement was
parents and stuff.
me, the open seat, and then a teenage girl that he would say was probably in the 7th grade. So she was probably the one sitting by the window.
Oh, it was a little tenderoni.
Right. So right before we started getting taxied, a middle-aged woman abruptly sat down in the middle seat and fist bumped the teenage girl. I immediately told her I had that reserved that seat, and she started by being very considerate. She quietly told me she was getting away from a bad situation and she really wanted to sit next to her daughter. During this explanation, she repeatedly pointed out her daughter sitting next to her as if I would be a monster for depriving her of the seat. I stuck to my guns, though, and told her that I would get the cabin attendant if she didn't go back to the seat several rows back in the middle.
He patted her on her knee and said, "Sweetie, I'm so sorry to hear that, but I will call the authorities."
So she decided she was gonna call his bluff. And he flagged one down and was like, "Hey, and the person said he asked if I really needed
like
the
a
middle
restaurant, garçon.
seat." Right. So the flight attendant asked him if he really needed the middle seat, and he said yes. Then he politely asked the woman to move, which she did, but not before calling me a dickhead. Since she did this rather loudly, several people were clearly looking at me, and I couldn't really read what they were thinking. I kind of feel bad about it now, and after arriving safely, I wonder if I should have just given up the seat. Was he an asshole? Was he not?
No, he wasn't an asshole. And not you letting them heifers take up space in your head rent free. Child, you paid for that seat. What was she? They knew when they booked the seats, they did not book them together.
That's what I always get. I always get irritated with the people who book flights, can't get the seats they want, and then just go around asking people if they can switch seats with them. Like, I'm always tell you no.
I mean, no, I usually switch seats because, I have a window. I'll swap a window for a window. Because I usually pay extra for a window seat.
I'm not swapping shit for nobody because they don't know how much I spent for my seat.
No, that's true. But window seats usually cost a little more.
Well, no, I've never spent more on a window seat. I usually spend more if I'm sitting up close.
Especially flying with ghetto-ass American.
I was about to say, well, yeah, I've been flying with American. The window seats haven't been more expensive for us.
Child, they've been costing me more. They cost me but I also booked them on cheap air. So I don't book them through American.
That might be why. I go straight through American.
A third party. Yeah, I do.
But yeah, my thing is this: if I pay for that seat, I don't give a fat baby's booty what your reason is for wanting it, unless you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
pay me for that seat, then you're not sitting in that seat.
Yeah.
That's
So that's what
just
I be
what
trying
it's
to be
gonna
like.
be.
It's just,
It's not gonna
yeah. But like I
happen.
said, I swap for a better seat. Like I'm not swapping my window seat for no aisle seat. I'm not swapping for no middle seat. Like, oh, you got a window seat too, and y'all wanted to sit together. Oh, by all means, we can most definitely switch. One time, this woman came up to me, y'all, sits in the wrong aisle. She's like, "Excuse me." I'm all like, "Mm-hmm." She's like, "Oh, well, this was my seat," and I was all like, "No." What happens is she's sitting there, she's getting attitude. She low key talking shit, but I'm all like, she ain't gonna fight me. So what's up? So I'm sitting there. The actual person whose seat that she sat in comes in. They're like, yeah. They were like, I have this seat booked, and she was like, oh my god, my seat was 12F. I'm like, girl, I told you this wasn't your motherfucking seat when you came over here. Nobody got to lie to you. I told you this wasn't your seat because I paid for 13F.
Why
I
is it so
told you
hard for
this
people
wasn't
to
your seat.
realize what their rows and seats are? Like,
I told her this wasn't her seat, but not you sitting down act like you got an attitude like I was in the wrong spot. Then when she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I just want to keep these AirPods in, bitch. Be gone, be gone."
yeah, I
Like,
wish
I'm so
I'm
over
not
it.
spending money on the seat and then giving it to somebody. I'm not.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
that's
he
true.
literally reserved a second seat. That means that one's out of his pocket, even though the company paid for the one he was sitting in.
Right,
So, like, no,
right,
you're not getting
right,
that. I'm sorry, you're
right.
not.
Even if my company was paid, I reserved
No,
these seats.
yeah,
You
these
see
are.
Bugs Bunny's meme? No.
Yeah, I don't care what your reasoning was. You should have booked earlier so you could have easily got the seat beside your daughter if that was the case.
Could have booked earlier.
I'm sorry, I'm not the person you're gonna come to with a sob story thinking you're gonna get my
Yeah,
seat. No, ma'am.
yeah. I'm kind of with you on that.
No, because no. She probably also one of the people that jumps up when the plane lands, like they got somewhere to go, but they really ain't going nowhere because they still got to wait for luggage when they get out of the plane anyway.
And you know,
But
if
that's a
everybody get
whole
their
other
shit out the
story.
overhead bins, they may have
Right,
shifted during travel.
right.
Yeah,
I'll be
you see like
to
them.
follow
Be careful
somebody.
opening the opening bins. They may have shifted during travel.
Oh, that
Not
be
the
getting on my
bins.
nerves. Get on my nerves. Okay, so next one. How would you feel if someone told you when to shower?
No, nobody got to tell me when to shower. I'm grown, baby. I'm going to get in
Right.
the shower my own volition.
So I haven't read this, but I read one of the edits, so it's definitely not what you would think. But this person is asking if they are an asshole for telling my girlfriend when she can shower. So it says, so my girlfriend and I have been dating for 6 years. During this time, her ex-husband has remained in her life as not only the father of the child, but also a friend. I have tried to be very reasonable and not be jealous of the relationship, but it is very hard. This is especially true because the ex wants to reconcile through, though my girlfriend has no interest. I should also mention that he is a very wealthy man. To avoid lots of backstory and details, so to say that things have gotten progressively worse where the ex is concerned. She spends almost every evening with him. They usually go out to eat every evening together. The daughter is now 19, so she is gone and seldom at home. Now to the problem at hand. With the ex hanging out with her in the evenings until 9 or 10 o'clock, she has been showering and preparing for bed. When I first heard about this, I told her it made me uncomfortable. Why? Because the bathroom doors are glass, double French doors. She agreed that she wouldn't take a shower until after he left because he could see her. This lasted about 2 weeks, and then she decided that it was ridiculous for her to wait until he left before she took a shower. She's been taking a shower ever since, saying he has no interest in seeing her naked. He still wants to reconcile, and so much about this relationship makes me uncomfortable. She says, I am
You like
being
her?
controlling, manipulative, and insecure. Am I the asshole for trying to get her to stop from taking a shower
Mm-hmm.
when he's there?
Mm-hmm.
You think he's an asshole? I don't. Why do they have this type of relationship?
I mean, it's kind of weird, but
Kinda every night. Why are you going? The child that y'all have is grown. Y'all really ain't got that much to talk about. Why are you
you
going
know
out to
what?
dinner
I
with
take
your
that back.
ex-husband all the time? And why is he still in the house when you're going to shower? Yeah, I think so too.
Having sex.
They're definitely having sex.
That's not your girlfriend. It's not your girlfriend. It's your
Yeah.
girlfriend in your mind and in their. That's not your girlfriend.
So he did an edit. He said, I guess I need to point out a couple of things that may have that have popped up and have been misinterpreted. My girlfriend doesn't purposely shower in front of the ex. He's in the living room, but from the right perspective, you can see through the bedroom and into the bathroom. She said that he has no interest in seeing her naked, but I think since he wants to
They would child together.
reconcile, that
He's
he
seen
would.
her naked.
My thing is this: if you're in a relationship and then your ex is telling you, or it has been known that he's trying to reconcile with you, why are you still engaging this much with him when you
Yeah,
have
being
someone you've been
flirtatious. Yeah,
with
you
for
know what?
6 years?
That was my fault because I missed like the tail part. You know, I can't multitask, so take that back.
And then it says,
Nah,
my
he not
girlfriend
his
and I
fault.
dated the first couple of years of our relationship and things were awesome. We did live together and we do work together. At work, we are unable to see each other regularly. And even when we do, we are not alone and have no privacy. We're both in a professional field. The ex bought the house she moved into as a part of the unsettled monies for the divorce. This has allowed him to slowly exert more and more control and push me out. This is where we are at. Thanks everyone for your advice. I know it's time to walk away. Just not looking
Yes.
forward to the feelings. I really do appreciate everyone's comments and support. My family has been pushing me towards going to counseling, but I think it's time to look into that. Thank
Yeah.
you, everyone.
Ooh,
Ooh,
not
yeah.
you sneezing. Bless you.
But I blocked. I turned off the sound.
You did turn up the sound. Normani is going off,
Oh
and I'm so
gosh.
sorry. And I know you wanted to see it. I mean, she's. I told you I had my TV on
I
mute.
knew, I
Y'all, I'm
knew
trying to
she
watch
was
some
gonna go
Grimace.
off.
Yo, she's going. She got this silver shit on. I can't even hear it, and I'm just looking like, my God, this girl is talented. Like
Yes. I
she's.
mean, we saw when she performed on the BET Awards, but I mean the VMAs before.
I am watching this woman in mute go
And
off,
she
and
is
I'm
eating.
like, yo,
You know, she was originally not supposed to perform. I think the only reason they got her to perform is because Nicki Minaj had to withdraw.
oh, Nicki Minaj
Because
really did drop out. That wasn't a joke.
yeah, I know. Yeah, she dropped out, but because um
Husband was going through
her
some
child
stuff.
molester husband's going through some stuff again.
Yeah,
Because he actually, I think he's been charged.
yeah, he pled guilty to not registering
Yeah,
his sex
he
offender.
originally pled not guilty. He switched to pleading guilty, which then I read says that gives him, he will only have to do it maybe 5 years of supervised visits or some crap like that or something.
Supervised visits with his baby.
No, like in general, like almost basically like house arrest.
Oh yeah. Poor Nikki.
Um,
I know
but
that got to
yeah.
be a stressful situation.
Mm-hmm. But I can't wait to see that Normani's performance, y'all. And
She's
then
going
she gonna
off on
tell
this
me
girl.
about it. Ain't she telling me about it? Well, anyway, so last one. Wow. Urban Laughter can't multitask because
I'm
she's
so
looking at
sorry.
the goddess that
She
is
is going
Normani on
off, and I want to
TV.
hear the song so bad. I want to unmute my TV so bad, but I'm not. I'm
I
not.
love. Do
See,
you
y'all,
like the song?
I don't even know what the song
The song
is.
is Wild Side. That's what she's performing.
Oh, with her and Cardi B.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I heard a snippet of it. I don't know, but I just know she
No,
just went off.
if you haven't,
But they
have you
got her
seen
at
the
the
music video?
Barclays.
No, have you seen
No,
the music video?
no, I have not.
You
I
need
seen
to watch the
clothes.
music video. The
Okay,
music video, she goes off. So if she's
okay, I'm
doing
gonna
that
watch it.
song, that means she's dancing it there. Oh, I wonder if that this Cardi B probably ain't there. You know, she just had her
No, they
baby.
right here. You know, y'all, they right here in the Barclays. I should go downtown. I should literally just let's go. I might
Okay.
go run to some celebs.
Well, let me go ahead and knock out this last "Am I the
I'm
Asshole" real
sorry
quick.
because I'm
I'm
all off
calling
to
this
watch some BET
one
Awards
"You Need to
already. See
Poop
what they got.
Earlier."
Ooh.
So I work a job that keeps me away from home for long hours. My wife is currently not working and stays home. I love spending time with her in the evenings, but often we will be watching, doing, playing something, and she would have to leave to go to the bathroom for 30 minutes. As you can imagine, this can be quite annoying. I understand that you can't control when nature calls, but it's sometimes every single night of the week. Last night we had 10 minutes left in our movie and she told me to pause it and didn't come back for 40 minutes. I was pretty annoyed. So when she came back, I asked if she could try pooping early in their day so we could spend more time together at night. She started laughing and asked me if I was serious, and I told her that I was. She told me she can't control when she has to go. Now I don't know if that's really true, as I have pooped every morning when I wake up as long as I can remember, and it's not like I never
Because
have to
you're
poop at other
regulating, sir.
times, but that's not the norm. I know everyone is different, but it's kind of frustrating. I know some guys in the office. Well, I asked some guys in the office today, and all of them said I was an asshole for asking this, but I really don't think I am. It's not like I'm asking her to do something that I wouldn't do for her, or really something unreasonable. If she tried and wasn't able to, I would be okay with that. I like to think I'm a pretty reasonable guy. I don't need dinner to be ready when I get home. I don't ask if there are dishes in the sink. I don't care about any of that. I just want to spend as much time with my wife as possible. Am I an asshole?
Yeah, because you just said yourself. Like, what are you talking about? Go to hell. Like, you don't know what I didn't eat this day. You don't know what type of timing I'm on. Boy, this little couple minutes for me to go to the bathroom and come back. I will be right. Men are so fucking needy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
needy. Like so extremely. Like that man asked her to regulate how she moves her bowels. Because no, that's why you laughing. Because even you know that this is crazy. You know it's crazy. It don't make no kind of sense, and you know it don't make no sense. You
Yeah,
know it don't.
I read it. I didn't even read the full thing. I just saw the title, and as soon as I read the title, I said, "You're definitely an asshole."
Yeah, like sir, knock it off. Knock it off now.
Yeah, there's no way around that.
Yeah, none.
There's no way around it.
Okay, so I got a little question for you.
Oh, so what is that
Okay,
question that you
so I
have?
happen to see this on the Shade Room,
Mm-hmm.
but your uncle has $5 million with you today, and he
Mm-hmm.
dies tomorrow. Will you tell his wife? And I ain't talking about Uncle Bobby and Aunt Shirley because I know you'll tell them.
I won't tell him it was 5 million. I'm like,
See, you like my
hey,
sister in law.
Uncle hid $1 million would be here. You
See, that's what my
go.
sister in law said. My sister in law was like, I tell him like, yo, he hid 2.5 million
No, she ain't getting half.
with me. She's not getting it. What money? He hid it from you for a reason. What are you talking about? You talking about? Or would you tell his wife? Tell who what? I
You
won't.
have a wife,
Right. And I'm telling her about what? Because he hid fat. Why he had money from you?
right? That's a good question.
Okay. There we go. Because I'm gonna keep this whole five. Nobody knows. They're not gonna know. Nobody knows.
Sticker
They're gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. Oh my god. Hey, that was at the end. Oh my god. Yeah, nobody knew. I'm 5G's richer. Now what I will do is pay for the funeral. Like, yo, I got y'all. Don't even sweat it.
Oh
And I'll let her keep the insurance money. Like, keep the insurance money for you. You know, I mean, she
no,
probably
because
did
if you
anyway.
do that, then you're gonna let them know that you have money. I'm not even. She's not gonna know that money exists. If
She's
I'm
gonna
not
go
telling her
ahead.
at all, if I'm not giving her the money, I'm not doing anything with it. Like, oh, oh, do y'all need some help? I got this saved up. I hope this helps.
You might be right.
And then just, enjoy what comes in the future, the traveling and, you know, the buying of the homes that I want and everything.
I mean, you low key right.
So I'm just saying. Also, I was able to catch a clip of Normani going off on this stage, and she just
I
did my
did.
favorite dance part.
You
She
see,
did
I
my
had to
favorite
stop.
dance
Like,
part.
and it's crazy because I'm looking straight at you, but I could actually see the lights from it. So the lights made me go like, "Wait, what's happening over it?"
Mm-hmm. You can tell
Like,
this was a last minute performance too, because it's very bare. It's just like a background and them dancing. They didn't.
mhm.
You can tell they didn't have enough time to like
Yeah,
create
but
the
I
full
appreciate
vision,
her
but the
being ready.
simplicity of that makes it even
I'm
better.
glad Nicki Minaj opened up the opportunity. I know she didn't do it intentionally, but it's nice to
Mm-hmm.
see like some more younger, not like younger, but some
Yeah,
less established. Because Nicki Minaj is we know what Nicki Minaj is going to put on. Like she's Nicki.
well, I don't know what she would have done because she hasn't released a song.
She might have did some of her collabs.
Mm, I don't think we would have cared.
Shut your motherfucker.
But
See, that's your problem. Let's move right along.
Normani's that girl. People don't want to give her the credit. You know what? Let's go ahead and live in while black because
Because
we were
we've
going
been
to talk
black,
about her anyway.
right? We've been black most of our lives.
So we wanted to highlight. Well, originally Urban Lath was like, "Oh, we should talk about Chloe Bailey because Chloe Bailey dropped the
Chloe,
song Have
that
Mercy and everything."
I
I
was
was
looking
like,
like,
"No,
oh,
we need
because
to
I be
talk
watching Have
about."
Mercy. Like I could have Mercy too.
I was like, "We need to talk about her and Normani because Normani's a bad one too." And now she's seeing the greatness that Normani is on stage. You see why I was talking about her. Sis is
I see
bad.
why you was
She
talking
is
about
bad.
her.
And I love Chloe. I love Chloe. I love that she is just
Chloe is raw, and I'm
she's
here for it.
everything. Her dancing is everything. I love her vocals. The song is dope. The video is dope. The video screams Beyonce. Like when she's standing in the hallway with the dress and
When I
the
seen
big
Mama
black hat
Tina
on.
and that dress, yes. When I seen Mama Tina, I said, "Oh yeah, this the one. This is the one. The power of the Black Panther has been has been passed away. Not passed away, but passed on to you. Like it's in. I love to see it.
Oh, Normani apparently hits a whistle note. Oh, I can't wait to watch this performance. I'm so
You know they gonna
excited
show right
about it.
after.
I'm so
Child
excited
Doja Cat on
about
here
it.
looking crazy. She got some shit on. I don't know what she doing.
Because people were talking, they said sis left no crumbs this year. No crumbs on the
I
stage.
watched that woman on mute and knew she was fucking. We're in the middle of recording a
Wait,
podcast. I stopped to
Tiana
tell
Taylor
you.
was dancing out there with her. And I love
I missed
Tiana.
that part. Me too.
She's
I
wearing
watched
the full
her.
silver get up with them too.
I just want you to know. Number one, I told you that girl killed it, and she was on mute. I was looking, JB, like, oh no, she's going off. I don't know what's happening, but she's going off. But as
Mm,
I eat
mm,
my
mm, mm.
seafood pasta at an extremely late hour, because well, who's gonna check me? I'm going to watch this again, and I'm going to watch it gloriously,
Oh, I
commercials and
can't
everything.
wait. I
But
cannot
let's talk about
wait.
these girls. I know she
Yes.
went off. I told you
So
I was singing it like I was like, I know you're gonna be mad at this, but she's going off.
I mean, you can't
It's
deny
like
greatness. Like when you
you
see it,
can't
you gotta
you
look at it.
you
You
reckon.
can't.
Remember that time I stayed and watched that Beyonce concert, and I told you like when she put on Everybody Mad, she went off, and you was all like, I'm gonna have to see it for myself, and then you was all like, no, like she really snapped. Normani just did that for
Hmm.
me.
For a
Like,
whole performance.
yep, Normani just snapped. Like she
I
snapped
can't.
like that.
I can't wait. I can't wait. But then, like Chloe, like for those who don't know, Chloe Bailey had been teasing this song "Have Mercy." The opening of the song had went viral on TikTok. The whole "booty so big,
Yeah,
have mercy." That was literally all that was really on Twitter. I mean TikTok at one point went viral. She finally dropped the song and the visuals on the same day on Friday, and it was dope. It was worth the wait. I am
I
here for
appreciate the
her.
Medusa reference and watching all the men turn into stone.
And the fact that most people didn't
Metaphorically,
realize that that's what it was, that's really what bothered me. Like, did y'all
what
just
they didn't
not
know
pay
was
attention at
Medusa.
all in school?
Like, yeah, with like Greek mythology, like him turning. They what did they think they was turning into stone
I
for?
don't know. I don't know.
I was looking at it metaphorically both ways, like men turning into stone, like
Mm-hmm.
reptile stone, and
And
then
then she
also
had
Medusa
Rome
stone.
as the love interest.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I
Mm-hmm.
like. I automatically was like, oh, Medusa. Soon as I see them
Mm-hmm.
turning into stone, but who didn't know that? Probably younger kids though, because they've missed a year of fucking school too. So the year they might have learned.
Yeah, probably the younger kids in hoteps.
The Hoteps get it. They'll be saying this is an Afrocentric thing that they've stolen from us.
Oh
You know
no,
how
no,
they
they
do.
gonna be like they're gonna be talking about how she's showing her ass because that ain't what they look for in their goddess women and all this other BS. But I just love them. I love them both. I have been following. I like Chloe because I'm on her Instagram. You know, she's always posting herself making music. Like it's not like her just she like produces her own stuff.
Yeah,
She writes
she
her
in the
own
mix.
stuff. She
Yeah,
sings it. Like there's just so much talent there. And then I like Hallie too, because you know Hallie
yeah, I
like
like them both.
she's not. They are literally like yin and yang. They're opposites but the same. Like they complement each other very very well. But you know, Haley has like this reserved sexiness about her. Chloe has this like, you know, you gonna
Raw
get this
sexiness.
body. You gonna get
Yeah,
all of this. This
yeah,
is
get
who
into
I
it.
am. Y'all gonna love it. I love it. And if you don't love it, you're gonna get into it.
Period.
I love how she owns it. There's nothing like seeing someone own something. Oh my God, there's the clip with her and Tiana Taylor.
I tried
Oh
to
my God, so
tell you.
it's like an ode. Okay, so you wouldn't know this, but or maybe you would. It's like a tribute of sorts to Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson during her All For You tour used to always bring a man on stage and then tie him up into this thing and she would dance on him. And that's what Tiana's in. She's tied up inside the thing and Normani's dancing on top of her.
That actually makes sense, and that's why
Um,
she did it.
yeah, it's dope. I think she probably did this because in the video, there's a part where she's dancing with someone who looks like her. Like, so it looks like she's dancing with herself and they're like intertwined and all this other stuff, but it's really dope. But it's actually another girl. I think since they couldn't recreate that and have that visual like it would have had in the video,
Right.
she did this. But oh, awesome! Oh, I love the people who say stupid stuff like "This is why women get treated the way they get treated. This is so nasty and inappropriate." Girl, sit your raggedy butt down somewhere.
Right. Like if you ain't got no body, sis, say that. It's okay, bitch. A lot of us don't. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Don't be hating on this. But just wanted to highlight them. I love them. And so, again, if you have not listened to Normani's Wild Side sounds like a tribute of sorts to One in a Million, who she loves. She said, if you go back and look at the motivation video, everything in that video screamed 90s or like early 2000s. Leah came out in 90s. So she's like, that's where my inspiration comes from. So you will hear the kind of slight references to One in a Million in that song. But that's all I got to say. That's all I
He
got to
looks so
say.
sad, y'all. He looks so sad.
I'm so ready to watch the full performance.
Yo,
I need to watch the full performance.
I tried to ask JB for us to perform tomorrow because we could have had an in-depth. I know you've seen her money. I know you've seen Chloe. And we could have had a whole banter, but we can record tonight.
I know. I'll be tired after work.
We could have watched. I know I do too. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm hungry though. Okay, so that's all I got. Do you have anything you want to leave our listeners with today?
I don't, but I'm looking at Ashanti's off. Ashanti got body, baby. But she low-key kind of always had a little bit of body, but she got thicker. She got older. I'm like, come on, sis.
This is something that I want to leave you all with. A lot of you, Urban Laughter included, have friends that are not vegetarians. They have given up that and they identify as something that isn't heterosexual. So with that said, for any of those men, I am using this opportunity to speak for you. Because we wouldn't mind doing it, but we just want to remind people of certain things. You ready, Urban Laughter?
I don't know if I'm ready. I'm already. I feel like I'm going to punch you. Come on.
Okay. So I don't care if I'm a man. Don't ask me to move no motherfucking furniture. I am gay. And that's all I'm leaving y'all with.
You see me up?
She punched the camera.
Yeah, because I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that.
I mean, I'm going to help, but I ain't going to want to. Because I don't be wanting to.
Say that.
But that's all I got, y'all. So I'm going to be on the hunt for this full Normani performance. And I'll talk to you ballheads next week.
Next week. Bye.
Bye, y'all.